Hey everyone, and welcome to my couch. For social studies this week, we're going to be talking about maps. Um, I'm a little bit sad that I don't have my map that I have at school. Last year, there was a parent of one of my students that works in making maps for the military at the Air Force base, the Army base, and they made a map of basically Eagle Mountain, Saratoga Springs, a big poster map that we can hang up on the wall so that we could all see where we live and we could tell each other, this is where I live, that's where I live. So instead of doing that, I'm going to show you guys just a Google map. Now, a lot of maps, the interesting thing that I think is that maps have this challenge where they're forced to lie to you in one way or another. And so when people are making maps, they have to decide how they want to lie to you or important ways. And that sounds a little bit weird, but I'll try to explain it just a little bit. We learned from our Sun, Earth, and Moon unit that the Earth is a globe. And if you want to have a 100% accurate map, then you need to have a globe to show it because the world is rounded. But most maps are flat, and that creates a little bit of a problem. And you wouldn't want to be carrying around a globe everywhere you go. That'd be ridiculous. And so we make maps and we make them in different ways. So let me show you an example. And this is just on Google Maps. I just zoomed in on the school's location on Google Maps. And so you can see here it says Lakeview Academy, temporarily closed. So sad. Usually maps have something called a compass rose, and that's when they tell you which direction is north. Now with Google Maps, they decided not to do that, and I guess what they do instead, because I can't figure it out, is that the top of your screen is north, the bottom of your screen is south, to the right, I guess it'd be this way for you guys, is east, and to the left is west. And so this map, Google Maps, is specifically trying to help you get places by driving. And so roads are very important. And so as I zoom out, you'll see that they make the roads known. You can see where they are. On this map, you can see the roads stand out, locations that people would want to go, like Smith's really stand out, or like Seven Brothers Burgers, maybe if you want somewhere to go eat. And you actually can't really see our school. I'm having a hard time right now with my laptop. It wants me to see Neptune Park really badly. Okay. On here, there's a satellite image, and so what that is they use pictures to make these maps and to see where the roads are. And so if I switch it, it's going to be like a bird's eye view of our school. So we can see this is what our school looks like from outer space or from a bird flying way above. Okay, let's see. Is anyone? It looks like there's some people there. Now you'll notice at the bottom of this map it says Imagery 2020 Maxar Technology State of Utah map data. So this is telling us when the map was made, which is important information. You can see that they have the added parking lot to our school that they just added this last year. It doesn't look like this was during school. No one's on the playground. The teachers aren't here. There's a few teachers here. What are they doing here? I don't know. It's not me, though. Some people parked out in the front. I wonder when this was taken. I'm really curious now. Maybe it was over one of the breaks, or maybe it was probably over a break of some sort. I don't know. Anyway, that's one map. Here's another type of map that I was talking about a little bit. This map, it looks a little bit different. We had one kind of like it in my classroom growing up. And you'll notice that the map is kind of, it's like they took a globe and they cut it at certain points and they unfolded it. And so what this does is it tries to help you see the actual size of the continents a little bit better. And the one that's really hard to tell is Antarctica, because it's been cut up into 4 different pieces down here. But most of the other continents are completely intact. There's a few exceptions, like right there, getting cut off, and then there might be some other ones. But this helps us see the world if it were kind of unfolded, and it's a good map for comparing what the size of different land masses might look like. Now, there's some other features on here. They've got like the equator goes across here, and then they've got lines of latitude and longitude on here. And you'll see these lines are a little bit crazy and weird and wavy, and they're not consistent because of the way that they unfolded and cut up their map. It gets a little bit weird. Okay, it can't be like a perfect like model of it. Here's another example of a map, and this one, the way that it's lying to us, yes, it's not completely rounded like the world is, but the states aren't colored this way. When we go outside in Utah, unless you're living in maybe southern Utah, the ground's not red like that. And if you go in Nevada, it's not just that yellow color, and these states, they're not colored like that, so it's not showing us what the world actually looks like. And there's not these hard lines where there's one color and then it switches to another color. Those are just showing where the state lines are. If we look at a different map, then it's going to be a different size. You'll notice we talked a little bit about scales, and there's a scale over here that tells us how big this part is. So if we took like a piece of paper or something and compared it, we could see how far away things were. But the scale changes in a couple places. This map wanted to show us all of the United States, but Alaska is much bigger, and they can't get it really on the same map because of its location. It would make the rest of the United States really small, and so they included it over here, and they changed the scale. Now, from here to here is 500 miles, when this section over here, which was bigger, was 300. They did the same thing with Hawaii. They wanted us to be able to see it, and so they changed the scale. And this isn't, where Hawaii is located, so they put it in a little box. But that little section is 100 miles compared to over here, where this section is 100 miles. And so they wanted to show us the states, and so they made a map to do that. And there's a little bit of, it's not that they're trying to lie to us, it's that they have to choose which information they want to present to us, and they want to show us the states. In this one, they wanted to show us the size of the continents relative to each other. And in most maps, they're just trying to show you where things are and how you can get there. For your project this week, you guys are going to be making a map, and you can decide to make a map of whatever you want. I want you to include landmarks on the map so that someone should be able to find it, so it can be, or find their way around on your map. It can be a map of your room, your house, it can be a map of your backyard. Bigger than that is probably too much, so keep it relatively simple. I drew a map of the room that I'm sitting in right now, and I've got some landmarks. I've got my couch. I'm actually sitting right here. This is my entertainment center. I've got some windows. This is a closet door, and I labeled this as the stairs. And I've included the scale on my map because for me, I thought it would be cool to have the actual scale representation of the things in my house. So I don't have a lot of stuff in this room, but there's enough that you can tell, if you've been in my house, what room this is, because there's the couch, there's the entertainment center, you got some stairs over here. I've also included a compass rose. Compass rose tells you, we call them cardinal directions: north, south, east, and west. And that's to help people know which way things are facing. And so they can figure out, if I'm at this point on a map and I need to get there, then I need to head north. So for that, I just used my phone. I have a compass app on my phone that I just used, and I was able to find the direction that was north, and I added it onto my map so that I could tell which way is which. Now here's a bonus for you guys, something that I think is fun, you don't have to do. But if you make a map of your house or your backyard, turn it into a treasure map. Hide something. See if somebody can follow your treasure map and find whatever you hid. If they can find it, you did a really good job of creating landmarks and helping people be able to see where they are on their map. Because that's one of the things that really helps us get around is like, oh, there's a mountain over there, or there's a river over here. Those landmarks really help us know where we're going. Okay, have fun with this project. Share your project if you would like to. When we do our live meeting on Thursday, if you finished it, that's something that you can show us as well. I look forward to seeing you guys later. Good luck.